keep it real with ya.
Okay, if Sadie can sit down. Sadie, can you sit down? Okay, yes, you get the pets. Okay, I love you. Standing on my boobs. I love you. You ready for kisses? I have not even started making the video. I literally just turned the camera on. You cannot sit on my chest, Sadie. You cannot sit on my chest. Sit on my lap. I have a perfectly good lap, like right here. Not like that. Not. Man, you do not have to rub against everything. Okay, I need you to sit down now. Can you sit down? Can you sit? I'm not worried about it. Okay, moving on. Okay. Hey everybody, it's me, Minu, back with another video. As you can see, Sadie is here, Morticia is over there. As you see, my hair looks different. Now look, I'm not, again, this is the hair journey. So I'm just doing what I'm doing. So I'll explain the hair real quick. So basically what I tried to do was, I tried to do flat twists, like straight to the back. And that went okay. I mean, my parts were cracked. And also, I lost my twisting butter, which is why my hair is so frizzy, and you can barely even see, like, the tiny little parts that I did. You can barely see it, because when you don't have any type of twisting cream or twisting butter, it won't hold as much. So my hair is just more frizzy, and it doesn't want to part. It just wants to, like, close up all the gaps. So that's what happened there. So basically, you know, I have these chunky twists right here that I'm going to take down and I'm going to redo now that I have twisting butter. I have to order some from Amazon. And then at the top, what had happened was, is I literally boxed myself into a corner in the way that I parted my hair, because I don't know how to make clean parts. So because I parted my hair weird, when I got to the middle of my head, this was supposed to be two parts. When I got to the middle of my head, I realized that at the top, I had a lot of hair. And in the back, I was missing a lot of hair. And I was like, that's kind of weird, because you guys have seen my afro. I got a lot of hair. And I was like, where'd all the hair go? It went into these chunky ass twists because my parts weren't clean. So therefore, I kind of ended up parting in like a reverse triangle. So as you get closer to the back, you just get less and less hair. And so the hair came out like that. But now that I got me some twisting butter, I'm going to redo them, and I'm going to try to part them better, and hopefully they'll hold better. One of the things I struggle with when it comes to my hair is parting to the back, because I know I need to buy a big long mirror and then, hold it up to the other mirror and see the back. Seeing the back of my head ain't gonna help me. Looking at myself from the front don't help me. Mirrors are like a nightmare for me. So I literally had no idea how to twist my hair to the back. I can twist it to the sides, I can't twist it to the back. So what I ended up doing here, you see, okay, with this was literally, I just did whatever. So sometimes I went this way and sometimes I went that way. And I needed an extra hand. Like, I was like, how do people do this with just like two fingers from each hand? I don't know. It was very stressful and it was very hard. And there was a few times where I just had to drop my arms because it hurt so much. And it's like, it should not have taken me like so many hours to do my hair. I mean, 2 hours to wash it, yeah, that makes sense. But, 3 to 4 hours just trying to style it into something was crazy. And I was trying to do something simple because I was in a lot of pain. I had a flare up. You guys, if you watch all my videos, you know I have a chronic illness, chronic pain. So I had a flare up that lasted about 2 weeks. It's finally starting to calm down now. When I was about 2 to 3 weeks, and it's finally starting to calm down. So I was in a lot of pain trying to do my hair at the same time. And I know some of you who have hair like this are like, what the fuck are you doing, Mina? You shouldn't have did it. And I was like, I know, but my head was itchy and I really wanted to wash it. I don't want to go beyond a month without washing my hair. And for the white people who don't know why I wash my hair once a month, don't worry about it. Just know that that's what works for hair like mine. The black people understand them. They understand. Anyway, so what I want to talk about today, gave you several minutes of backstory. Oh, before I get started, Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you, join the Discord. Follow me on Instagram. Support me on Coffee if you want to. It's not a requirement. We had some really good discussions on Discord. Recently, somebody posted a video talking about how the right wing uses the concept of parental rights, which I thought was really interesting. And, we had some good discussions about that. Yes, we are nerds. So I thought that was really good. And I like to share, little videos. Anytime I'm watching something weird, science or medical facts, I like to share that too, because I am a big nerd about a lot of things. And you guys talk about anime. There's a lot of anime coming up in the next couple months that people are really, really excited about. So you can come in here, you can talk about whatever. You can even share your favorite music videos and songs that have helped you get through hard times. It's all available for you to go in and share with people. It's a nice little community. I like it. The people in there like it. So yeah, go check it out. As always, I keep my links in the description so you can go find it. Okay, so now the thing that I want to talk about. Is something that I kind of see this in passing over and over again get posted on Reddit, particularly in the asexual Reddit, but not always specifically in the asexual Reddit. But I also had a friend bring it up to me in a conversation a while ago about people whose partners break up with them because they are asexual. So I get it. I see some of the comments, I see the questions, people being like, this is ace phobia and, it's not right. And, why are people like this? There was one I was looking through some recently, and I just searched the asexual Reddit. So they're not all recent posts. These have been posts we made over the last several years. Where one person was like, my partner came out as trans and I supported them. But then when I came out as asexual, they didn't support me. And yeah, that happens. I often hear it be though, when people come out as trans, they don't stay with their partner. Sadie's in there sneaking food again. Hold on one second. Let me go grab her. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I just realized that my audio is bad. I just had a thought. That let me check and make sure my audio is working, because my computer would be like, oh, everything's connected and everything's working. And I was just like, let me just check before I get way deep into this video. And then I checked and it was not. And so I apologize for all the static and stuff. I'll do my best to kind of lower that as I'm editing it, but you're gonna hear it because I don't have super advanced editing tools. But yeah, and I'll try to put something on the screen to just let you know, hey, I know the audio's bad, so it's gonna fix in a minute. So as I was saying before, I so rudely interrupted myself. Before I start, I want to make a distinction between asexuality and sex repulsion. You can be asexual and have sex. You could be asexual and be okay with having sex. You can be allosexual, meaning straight, bi, gay, whatever, and be sex repulsed and not want to have sex. Being asexual does not automatically mean that you are just never going to have sex. I am asexual and sex repulsed, which means I plan to never have sex, but that is not everybody's experiences. So I just want to distinguish that, because I feel like every single time I make a video about asexuality, I have to reiterate that asexuality just means that you are not sexually attracted to people, that you do not experience sexual attraction. That's all that it means, is period, full stop, okay? Everything else is just speculation and additional characteristics of whatever, Being asexual does not mean that you are immediately just going to be like, no, I'm never going to have sex ever. Now, do some people who are sex repulsed then realize that they are asexual? Yes, but it's not. Being asexual does not cause sex repulsion. Okay, so I just want to make sure we got that. We're all on the same page. We all understand. So, that being said, there are several different scenarios where that I thought of when I was thinking about the topic of someone's partner leaving them. Can allosexuals and asexuals have relationships? Should an allosexual person break up with an asexual person? Should asexual people only seek to date other asexual people? And there were several situations where my brain was kind of racking around. I would respond differently depending on the situation. So I wrote some notes here I hate notes. Okay, so one of the ones that I've seen in just my little bit of time just scrolling through the Reddit posts, again, these are like several years old. It's not like a new thing where all of a sudden everybody's breaking up with each other. That's not what's happening. The first scenario that I heard as my friend was brought it up to me was asexual people who do not tell their partners that they're asexual out of fear of being dumped or left, or maybe even being pressured into sex when they don't want to have sex. And if you know that you're asexual and you choose not to tell your partner or someone that you're interested in romantically that you're asexual, and it comes out later and then your partner's like, well, I don't want to be with you anymore, they have a right to be upset about that. And I particularly wanted to start with this because I had a similar thing told to me by a male psychologist. Because I'm also sex repulsed, I feel the need to tell people, and I don't even try to date anymore, but back when I was trying to be in a romantic relationship with people, I felt the need to make sure they understood from the beginning: one, I am asexual; two, I don't plan to have sex with you ever, because I didn't want them to think that they can convince me. I didn't want them to think that I was demisexual, and therefore if they got me comfortable enough, then now I suddenly want to do it and all that extra stuff. No disrespect to demisexuals, but this is how people think about you. And think about me when I say that I'm asexual. I didn't want to leave any type of wiggle room in their minds about whether or not they were going to get some. So I let people know up front on the dating app, like in the first few messages. And I had a male psychologist tell me not to do that. He told me that I was, when I lead with the fact that I'm not going to have sex with these men, that it runs them away, and it, affects my chances of having a good relationship or having a relationship at all, because I'm scaring them away by starting off by telling them that I don't want to have sex, and that I should wait until we've gone on a few dates and we've established a relationship and they like me, to then tell them that I am asexual and don't want to have sex. And I don't know. And maybe it's my trauma, but that just seemed really manipulative to me. Like, I was like, why would I deliberately withhold this information though? Like, I don't understand. Like why would it be an issue though? Like, if it's an issue in the beginning, it's an issue later on. And so I was against that ideology, but I understand that a lot of people thought like him. And I understand that if you're an asexual person who chose to do this, it was probably because you were under a similar type of influence where you felt like, okay, maybe I should let them like me first before I tell them this thing about me. But the issue with it is like, when you do I should let them get to know me and like me before I tell them, you do that about stuff that you may find quirky. Like, maybe you're super into horror movies, like gory, horror, zombie, cannibal, whatever, okay? You're super into these type of movies. Maybe you don't tell people right up front. You let them get to know you a bit. Hello, Sadie. You let them get to know you a bit, and then, you know, then you bring up, hey, my favorite movie is The Sadness. And if you are someone with trigger warnings, don't look up that movie. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, I'm warning you, do not look it up. It's very gory. But maybe that's something you want to do. Or if you're super into anime and you meet somebody who they don't seem like they're super into anime, and you maybe want to wait until you guys have, Sadie's making biscuits on on the part of my blanket that's on the floor, which is so cute. But maybe you want to wait till you guys know each other better before you show them your cosplay or your anime collection or your body pillow, whatever. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that if you want to hold on to it and bring it out later, it's fine. It's totally fine if you want to do that. But when it comes to something that will affect your relationship, you should talk about that from the beginning. Like, you should say that from the jump. Because if you don't, your partner has a right to feel like you lied to them at the beginning of the relationship. They like have a right to be upset about that. And they have a right to, struggle with that. And if they decide to end the relationship because they feel like it started off on a lie and you weren't honest with them, that's, they're right. And I think honestly too,
It takes two to tango. If at any point in a relationship one person doesn't want to be there, then they should just leave. They should just leave. They shouldn't try to force things to work out. It never works out that way. But particularly in the case of if you intentionally did not tell your partner that you were not sexually attracted to them, knowing that they are allosexual, knowing the society we live in that places so much importance on being sexually attracted to your partner, equating sexual attraction with love. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying it's fair, but I'm saying this is the world that we live in right now. And we can work to change it, but we got to acknowledge what it is. And what it is they see that as a part of love and a part of the relationship. Whether you're okay with having sex or not, particularly if you don't want to have sex, you definitely want to bring that up at the beginning because you're going to run into some issues pretty fast. But if you are somebody who is okay with having sex but you're still not sexually attracted to your partner, that is also going to be an issue because when you finally do tell them what allosexuals hear when you say, I'm not sexually attracted to you, but I love you, what allosexuals hear is, I don't really love you. That's literally what they hear when you say that. I don't fully love you. You know, I don't find you attractive. To me, you are not an attractive person. I like your personality, but I just don't like the way you look. Like, you hear a lot of that stuff even when you in allosexual relationships, right? Like, there will be men or women, it doesn't really matter, but there will be men who will say, like, I'm not attracted to her, but I love her. And everybody takes that as kind of like an insult. You know what I mean? Kind of like saying your partner's ugly, and that if someone you were attracted to came along and you formed a connection with them, that you would probably leave your partner, which is stuff that they do. And it's the same thing with women. They'll be like, I'm not attracted to him, but I love him. And that is also coincides with stories of, well, she stayed with him, but she also cheats on him. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff to unpack in the phrase, I'm not attracted to you, but I love you. I'm not sexually attracted to you, but I'm romantically attracted to you. There's a lot of stuff that is balled up in that. For when you tell that to an allosexual, they are not hearing what you want them to hear. Period. And that's why you need to have that conversation, because if you tell them that later on in a relationship, some people I see on these things like it's 5 years later, it's 10 years later, and they get upset and they feel betrayed. And they have a right to feel betrayed because that is the way that they viewed the dynamic of the relationship. That is what they felt when they were in this relationship. They felt that they were with someone who was attracted to them. So they're going to be upset. We can't tell people not to have feelings. You know what I mean? That's why it's important to say this stuff up front, to spare yourself that time. I get it. I don't fully get it, but I get it that you care about somebody and you want to have that genuine relationship and you want a chance, right? You may feel like if they just let the relationship evolve, they would understand that even if I'm not sexually attracted to them, we still are very, very compatible. They're still my soulmate. And, we could raise kids together. We could do all of these things. Like, we're so compatible in all these other ways that maybe I can make them forget about the sex part or the sexual attraction part. But they never forget. They never forget. I'm telling you, they never forget. And society won't let them forget. Like, how many times, and again, this is why I feel like people's relationships should be private. But if your partner mentioned to their family or their best friend or whatever that you were not sexually attracted to them, it's over with. Thanksgiving gonna be a real hard time for you because they're gonna look at you, man or woman, and think that you are using this person because you're not attracted to them. You want the relationship, you want to be with them, but for most allosexuals, they see that sexual attraction part or the sex part as a piece of that, of what a romantic relationship is. Again, it's not fair. I don't like it. I wish we could change the definition. And that's going to take time. But as it stands right now, that's what they see. That's how they understand things. I saw a video, and I hate this when I see it with black people, but I saw a video about of a black couple, man and woman, and the man he wouldn't say he was asexual, but he just was not sexually attracted to his wife. He didn't enjoy having sex with her. it just was not something that he was interested in. But he loved her in every other way. He took care of her, he supported her, he loved her. But he wasn't into the whole idea of having sex with her. Now, a lot of black people would immediately say, well, then he's gay. Because she was a very attractive woman, you know, objectively, subjectively, I don't know which one it is. But he just wasn't into it. So me watching this, I didn't immediately think he was gay. I thought that he was probably asexual, but didn't want to say that out loud. Because if you say you're asexual in the black community, people just see you as gay anyway. But she was so heartbroken. And that's the thing, is like, it hurt her. It wasn't just her being selfish or being entitled, feeling entitled to sex with him and all of that stuff. It literally hurt her. It hurt her self-esteem. It hurt her pride. Like, she was crying because she was like, I don't know what's wrong with me that my husband doesn't love me. I don't know what's wrong with me that my husband isn't sexually attracted to me. Do I need to get plastic surgery? Do I need to do X, Y, Z? Do I need to lose more weight? Like, do I need to try more things in the bedroom? What is wrong with me? How do I make him love me, essentially? Because that's what she's feeling when he doesn't want to have sex with her. She's feeling like he does not love her. So you got to understand that from their perspective, it's not something that you want to dig deep into the relationship and be married with kids and all of this stuff when you finally decide to tell your partner that you're not attracted to them, because it causes so much heartbreak. And if you really care about somebody, you don't want to cause them that amount of heartbreak. So that's the first scenario. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna cut the video here. I'm trying to cut them into smaller segments because I saw somebody put one of my 30-minute videos in a folder called long videos, like they had to come back and watch it later. And I was like, excuse me, the way that I will sit for a 4-hour let's play, the way that I will click on an hour and a half long video essay, for y'all to be like 30 minutes, man, that's long. I'm like, I can't deal. I guess if you have ADHD, then it's a little different. But, you know, a lot of y'all play me in the background anyway. So watch the video. But I'm going to try to make them a little bit shorter as I go through these different like scenarios and try to just have like a natural stopping point. So like I always say, take care of yourself because you deserve it. Drink your water, eat your food, take your naps. Nobody can live in this body but you. I love you guys, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.